Hey everyone, my name is Andrew Rivera and I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and this is Lesson 3 for Coursera.org's Introduction to Music Production. Today we're going to learn how to configure a headphone mix in Pro Tools 10. So here's the scenario. You're working with an artist that may need certain elements of the mix for them to listen to while they record. Now, the problem is that they want, different parts of the mix that maybe isn't going to be everything that's included, or they might need certain things louder, certain things softer, and generally this would be a different mix than we would be listening to in the control room. So what we have to do is create a headphone mix for them to record to. Now, every artist is going to have their preference. Some artists would prefer to record just with a click track, for example. Other ones might want the rhythm section. Someone like a vocalist would probably want the entire production that we've created so far. So we're going to go ahead and go through the process of how to build a couple different headphone mixes. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up your sends. So in this scenario, we're going to have two people recording at the same time, just to kind of show you some of the differences in the digital audio workspace and how you can go about setting up sends. The easiest way to set up sends, for me at least, is to go ahead and hold down the Option key if you're using a Mac. And you're going to go ahead and click on the send that you want to select. And then we're going to go ahead and select the output for that send. In this case, we're going to do headphone out 1. Now, by clicking the Option key, what I've pretty much been able to do is select every track on my in this project so that I can kind of change the levels as I see fit. So in order to pretty much do this, the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make sure that for a monitor mix it's going to be pre-fader sends, and the actual Pro Tools, the default is typically post fader. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and once again select all of these and make them pre-fader. So now anything that I select on these faders is what's going to be sent to the actual headphone signal. So if let's say this is a bass player, he's definitely going to want the beat for this, and he's going to want some drums in there as well. And then let's say that at the same time he also wants to hear himself, so we'll go ahead and bring that up as well. And now let's also set up a send for maybe a guitar player, a rhythm guitar player that's playing in another room in my studio. If that's the case, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and select the Option key once again and set up another set of sends. And we're going to send these to headphone out 2. Now you notice that the views are a little bit different, and that's just because of how this is set up in Pro Tools. Essentially, when you're displaying all the sends in one of your send banks, it's going to minimize it. Any changes that you want to do, you would have to do over here on the side, selecting each individual send. But if I prefer this view, which I do, by hitting Command and clicking on this, I'll be able to just go ahead and set up the sends as I see fit. So now this guitar player wants a little bit of everything, so we'll just go ahead and just put some things in there. And then I gotta make sure to once again put this in the pre-fader, and I can select all of the tracks at the same time by hitting the Option button. So when we're ready to go ahead and record, whatever tracks are being recorded, we're going to go ahead and enable those to record, and as we continue to kind of record these different players, we'll be able to kind of fine-tune the mix as we go along just by adjusting these faders that are associated with each of the headphone mixes. Now you can only have 2 of these banks in Pro Tools, so essentially I'll only be able to view 2 of these headphone mixes at the same time. I could have more headphone mixes, but if that's the case, then I would have to revert to the view that we saw earlier and kind of change those as we go along through the individual faders that pop up when you select each of the different tracks. I hope this was informative. If you have any questions or comments while reviewing my presentation, please feel free to go ahead and submit them.